It's Sean. Hey, it's been like 5 days. Last weekend, I finished doing a comprehensive audit of all of Boom's finances and all of my personal finances, and I decided to make some drastic cuts. I looked through every subscription that I've ever signed up for, every recurring cost on all of my credit cards. I looked through every service that I pay for Boom and for my own personal entertainment, and then I cut almost everything. It started a little over a week and a half ago. I deactivated Facebook. I realized that it wasn't actually doing anything for me. I was worried about deactivating it because I've been on it for so long. I ran a social media company for a long time. I've done a lot with Facebook, and to walk away, I was very scared. And I can say that after about a week and a half, I'm fine. Haven't really noticed anything bad about being without Facebook. So I looked through every business expense that I've made for the past year, every recurring transaction, every gear purchase, every subscription that I've got, every single thing that I've spent any money on, both for the business and I did it for my personal stuff too. And I cut almost everything. I cut as much as I could, except my phone apparently. I cut as much as I could to get down to just the bare essentials required to run Boom. And what I'm left with is this. I still have my cell phone, although I cut my plan nearly in half and got rid of a whole bunch of features that I wasn't really using and data that I wasn't really using or don't need to use. Kept internet, kept Dropbox and iCloud. A splurge, I'm keeping Apple Music for now. I really do use it a lot as I'm working out and stuff like that. And then on the more business side of things, I'm keeping Frame.io, which I could probably live without, but I really like it for my clients. But I did cut my plan in half, and I have half the storage that I had before, and I have to be more efficient about what I upload and what I keep on there. Lightroom for photo editing. I'm keeping Sony Alpha Pro, which includes cleanings for my cameras 3 times a year, which helps when I'm in places like Africa, or just last week I was at a place where they manufacture all the like dishwasher tabs. So there's just powder and stuff everywhere. And on the more boring side of things, I'm keeping my QuickBooks subscriptions to keep track of all this, and obviously gear and liability insurance. So on the personal side of things, way too many of my transactions were food. Postmates and Jimmy John's and Taco Bell. And not only are they not necessarily the healthiest options that I could have been eating, but especially when I had my studio, I was with the dog, it was kind of a pain to go get food, and I wouldn't think about it ahead of time and plan a meal or anything. And so I always just ordered food, and I spent a ton of money on meals and food and restaurants and going out and coffee shops and going out for drinks. There was just way too much money there. And I spent more money than I thought I would have on clothing. I wear like 5 shirts and 2 pairs of pants. I don't know how I spent that much money on clothing. So what? So I learned all this stuff about myself. The actions that I'm taking are somewhat catalyzed by a book called Profit First. I'll put a link down below. But it's a really good book if you run a business and you don't seem to be making a ton of money. But doing this with the business and with my personal life, I've gone on this mission to cut my expenses down to at the absolute minimum that I can handle. And a part of that, in the past 5 days, and this is a bigger deal than it should be, the only true expense I've had is to fill my car with gas to drive to and from work. But I have just cut with a hatchet all of my expenses. And I'm fortunate that last year and the year before, I spent a whole lot of money to upgrade all of my gear, to get good equipment, good software, to get good things in place that I wouldn't be able to do what I'm doing now had I not made those, at least some of those purchases and investments. But now on the other side of it, I can cut these things and just keep some of the things that have kept me afloat for so long. And the last little challenge is this. I've survived 5 days in this gloomy situation of being very, very particular about what my money is actually being spent on, saving it, allotting my business funds appropriately, and looking at what it actually costs to run Boom, and setting aside everything else. But I started to think, what else could I cut? So while in the spirit of just chopping things out of my life, I'm also going to stop checking Mac Rumors and SonyRumors.com 5, 6, 10 times a day. Pretty much every time I open a browser, I just check to see if there's new things. I'm going to stop looking at politics. I've been following politics pretty closely for the past 2 years, and I've considered it a civic duty to stay informed. But I continue to vote and do research on the right votes. I voted last week. But I'm just fretting and getting angry and watching this vitriol in the news, and it just bothers me. And so with that, I'm also going to stop watching YouTube videos, really any videos other than like Netflix stuff for fun with Jesse, but anything that's not educational. I spend a ton of time watching YouTube highlight reels of different sports, and I don't even like sports that much, and following different creators and fun channels. I love the Philip DeFranco show, and I love what he's doing with news, but every time I watch it, I just get frustrated with the way the real world seems to be right now, and knowing it doesn't seem to do a lot for me right now. So with these massive cuts, I'm getting rid of anything that isn't educational programming or just pure entertainment that's fun and fictional with Jesse. And through all these cuts, I'm hoping to see just an excess of free time, energy, happiness, and money. So wish me luck, and I hope I upload a video in the next few days to let you know that I'm still surviving and I'm still alive and I'm still sticking to things that I really want to stick to like this. So thanks for watching. Wish me luck. See you later.